we definitely gotta, next time we do like a brunch or something, gotta for sure order French toast.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
Football season has begun, but it's not too late to get closer to the game you love with DraftKings 1 Week Fantasy Football. This Sunday, DraftKings is hosting a $100,000 contest that is totally free to enter. With DraftKings, there are many ways to play. Choose between public contests with big cash prizes or private contests where you can compete against a group of your friends. DraftKings has a beginner and casual contest where you will play against people of similar skill level. The best part is, you get to draft a new team each week without any commitment. So get to DraftKings.com now and use promo code BRUNCH to play in DraftKings free contest with $100,000 in total prizes this Sunday. That's promo code BRUNCH to compete for your share of $100,000 in total prizes. The contest is free to enter. Why wouldn't you try? DraftKings, the game inside the game. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. CLNS Radio, get the app. It's Monday and Chance is pissed at Rotten Tomatoes.
That was unbelievable. That was really unbelievable. I think my favorite part was that you were like waiting like a horse in the gate, and then I hit record, and I told you, and you just went out sprinting. That was unbelievable. It was you know what I would kind of say to describe that voice as? It's as if
horrible.
a animated series, an animated TV show is like making a cartoon about the pre-pubescent life of Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes,
and that would be the voice.
That was Jerry before he realized that that everything that he does is a bit.
Yes,
you know,
it was Jerry before his balls dropped. Too.
Right, yeah, and he was like, all I gotta do is maybe trim a little fat off of me just complaining about life, and these will actually be jokes.
Unbelievable read.
Thank you very much. Like to read.
It is Monday. Chance the Rapper is pissed.
He is pissed. I think that Chance the Rapper is slowly, we've seen the last couple years, Chance the Rapper has become Sir Chance the Rapper.
Yes.
Very polished, very eloquent, just very, getting shit done. Knows that he's a very important person, knows that he's got a voice, knows that he's got to use it.
And he seems like the kind of person that kind of uses his energy wisely.
Yes.
He doesn't waste his time on things that don't matter.
He's obviously a kid, but he's a grown-ass man. He's an adult. He likes to get things done. He's a father, all the above. Great guy. That's why so many people look up to him. But Chance the Rapper used to just be a fucking kid who was high all the time and saying God knows what. And I think that he's starting to make a little bit of a comeback because this weekend was a lot of let's work backwards. Sunday, he tweeted
this thing.
Yeah. Sunday, he tweeted, just got Hulu. Guess what I responded?
Me too.
I said, yo, they got the Saw movies. And that got, a lot of favorites.
Really?
Yeah, from, people who don't follow me. A lot of people saw his tweet, clicked on it. I may have been, one of the higher responses or something. And they're like, fuck yeah, they do have the Saw movies.
Yo, Hulu's making some moves recently.
Hulu is making moves. You're right, because they got...
they got Boy Meets World.
Yes. They got... what else?
Full House. Nobody gives a shit about that show. That show sucks.
Yeah, it does. They got Sabrina the Teenage
I'm not even talking about Fuller House.
Right, you're talking about old school Full House.
Sucks.
Yeah,
old school Full House sucks.
It's not that great. What's his face? Joey was okay.
It was
but
sort of a creepy arrangement.
Yes, exactly. Joey's like, I'll tolerate him in a show role where it's very removed from real life, but IRL, he's I don't want him near my kids guy.
Well, I mean,
and his job is to make shit for kids.
Yeah. Well, also in Full House, I don't want him near my kids either. He's If you're having a live-in uncle, you don't want your live-in uncle to play with dolls.
No, but he's
and be a ventriloquist.
Also, bad. He's what we're trying to get out of the game because he is strongly associated with hockey in the show.
Oh, that's correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a big Oilers fan, isn't
He's
he?
a Red Wings fan.
Okay. He's an Oilers fan in real life, I think.
Well, he's a big so that was a thing in the 90s. Like, if you liked hockey, people would say, "Oh, you play hockey? You like hockey? You know who loves hockey?" And you'd be like, "Dave Coulier." And they'd be like, "Dave Coulier. He really likes hockey." I went to a celebrity hockey thing, and he played in it.
So is he like the new Jay Baruchel?
The original Jay Baruchel.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Jay Baruchel is the new.
Yeah,
Coulier.
he started the whole. Look, you may know me from being a problematic
Creepy
uncle, but actually, I like hockey, so it's all good.
Well, those people exist because very few people like hockey, and very few famous people like hockey. So when there's a semi-famous person that really likes hockey,
Yeah.
the NHL really doesn't let go of that.
I think that he was in.
By Joe Manganiello.
Yeah. By the way, do you know that's not how you say his name? We've said his name wrong a lot of times, like on purpose. We called him like Joe Manganiello, blah. It's Joe
Manganiello.
Yeah, it's something like that because
That name sucks. Won't call him
because
Joe
Sofia
Manganiello.
Vergara was on some show and they were talking about how he loves the Steelers, and boy oh boy if Sofia Vergara doesn't always fucking have it going on.
Oh yeah,
It's ridiculous. She's gonna be 700 and like the hottest person in the world.
Absolutely. I feel like she's been middle aged for probably 30 years, and and just keeps getting better looking by the day.
You know that she was on Punk'd back in the day?
No,
Yeah.
like as an actress.
Yeah, like they punked her, and
Oh.
she was like the fucking sexy young thing.
Oh, wow.
She was because that again, like it's very very difficult to keep up with who the hot actresses and stuff are because sometimes they'll only be in one thing, and then there's like another young thing that everybody's talking about, so you forget about them
Very
after
much
a
a
month.
revolving door.
Totally. So at one point, apparently, Sofia Vergara was like have you check out Sofia Vergara? And then I think nothing happened for like 15 years, and they made Modern Family, and they were like,
she's still wicked hot.
who the fuck is this? So when I saw Modern Family, I thought that Sofia Vergara was like just a really hot woman who at age like 42 decided to become an actress, and they said, okay, here you go. You get to have this show.
Yeah.
She is, I don't say va-va-voom a lot, but that's because we don't talk about Sofia Vergara a lot.
You never really explained how Joe Manganiello's name.
Well, they said your man, Joe Manganiello, is a big Steelers fan, and she said I was going to do a voice, but that would be racist.
Well, you know what? Everybody was probably pronouncing his name wrong the entire time because she is a foreign person and she can't say anything. She can't pronounce.
So you think that maybe she said it
She doesn't know
wrong.
anything. She's foreign,
but she didn't,
according to all the award shows.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just got so like
Yeah.
you said that twice, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And
Yes,
then
it
I
was
realized,
me making fun of
Oh,
the
yes.
fact that every award show thinks that she's not capable of doing anything because she's foreign.
yes, every joke that they make for her in an award show is what me read or
What?
like me interact with another person
Who
and
speaks English?
right.
I can't do that.
and everyone who's watching it is like, I bet you can interact with another person. Like
She's been like a very famous person
Yeah.
in Hollywood for a long time.
probably met a lot of people, interacted with a lot of people. She's successful. So, getting to Chance being pissed at Rotten Tomatoes, on Friday, he tweeted, yesterday I watched a movie that I never heard of. It had a 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was funny as fuck. WTF Rotten Tomatoes. He tagged Rotten Tomatoes on each reference. He then followed it up with, you knew what movie it was. That's why you didn't respond at Rotten Tomatoes. That's why you didn't respond. And it was then a link to the movie The House with Amy Poehler and Will Ferrell. We saw it. We reviewed it. Followed it up again with, he quote tweeted his previous tweet with 70%, 17 fucking percent. I hope Will and Amy and Nick never see the travesty that is these critics' reception of this masterpiece. Who's Nick?
I don't know. Maybe the director?
Yeah, I don't know. And then he started, and then someone like responded, expose him, Chance. So he kept exposing them, and then he says he got mad at them because Rotten Tomatoes gave Bulworth a higher rating, and a lot of shit about how The House was good and how Rotten Tomatoes fucked up.
Oh,
What
Nick,
makes
Nick is Nick Kroll. I
yeah,
forgot
but
he
Nick
was in
Kroll's
that movie.
was he in it?
Yeah.
So when I saw Nick, I thought that he assumed Nick Kroll was in it, even though he
was in the
wasn't
movie.
because
he was,
of those
he was
other
a
people.
scumbag politician.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Kroll, man. So, and another person said, they have Hot Rod at only 40%. And he quote tweeted with, where does it end? So he was really going in on Rotten Tomatoes. What makes this good is seemingly Chance the Rapper doesn't understand how Rotten Tomatoes works. Yeah, like he's mad at Rotten Tomatoes for the rating. Rotten Tomatoes compiles the ratings of, what are they called? Trusted critics? Yeah. So it's just like the New York Times.
It's an aggregate.
Yeah, right, exactly. And who's the dude who hated Get Out? Who always goes the opposite of what everyone says?
Everything.
Yeah. So that's what Rotten Tomatoes is. It's not like Rotten Tomatoes watched it and was like...
Rotten Tomatoes isn't like one
That's
guy
what we do when because we give Rotten Tomatoes ratings where we guess what we think it will be. But
Rotten Tomatoes isn't like one... I think Chance the Rapper thinks that Rotten Tomatoes is like one guy sitting in a room being like... just yelling out numbers, being like 17.
Yeah, he thinks that Rotten Tomatoes is like Turtle Boy Sports. Yeah. It's just like a guy.
This is what we think of.
We
this
at Rotten Tomatoes,
and everybody in the world is like you.
Yes, you one guy. Rotten Tomatoes. We know. We fucking know.
You're not fooling anybody.
Yeah. So that was Chance the Rapper really going on Rotten Tomatoes, and again, he's usually going after like politicians and. People who are fucking stuff up. He's trying to right wrongs. And this was a weekend where a lot of his energy was devoted to
smashing Rotten Tomatoes.
To going after Rotten Tomatoes.
When he sent the first tweet and was like, I saw him tweet that and it was like 17%, you know what movie it is or whatever. I would have never guessed The House.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think, I mean, we both said it on the podcast. We reviewed it. We both thought The House was pretty good.
Yeah. So that was what I was gonna text you when I saw his tweet. I was gonna say, wow, or once he sent a couple tweets and said that it was about The House, because I didn't realize that it was 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that because we saw it before it came out, so we didn't really let the dust settle on it. By the time the movie came out, it was way in the fucking rearview mirror. Bad boy life, we're seeing movies too early. So when I saw that he tweeted that it was 17%, I was gonna text you, wow, turns out The House was only 17%, but before I could get any sort of text message out, he'd sent like 9 more tweets, and I was way more invested on seeing what the fuck was going on between Chance the Rapper and Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm glad that we have similar lines of thinking as Chance the Rapper. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper is. I mean, he's the everyman. I think that in some way, shape, or form, you see a Chance the Rapper tweet, you hear a Chance the Rapper song, and you're like, Chance the Rapper gets me.
Right. We also did extend the invite to invite him on the podcast.
Yes.
We can add him to the list of people that have completely ignored us.
Yes, that's messed up.
No, I'm not even bothered by it. It's Chance the Rapper. It's like it's so lofty that you can't be offended by him being like, nah, I'm good.
But Chance the Rapper's a fan of mine, though, so it's kind
true,
of...
He shared stuff, and he actually retweeted you during this whole debacle.
Yes. Amazing, I believe, is what he called me.
Oh, when you wrote that thing.
Yeah. And it wasn't a retweet. I got to clarify this. Was not a retweet. He just tweeted out the link himself. Found that shit, said, this is an amazing guy. Amazing read, he said.
Congratulations, man.
So that's... So now I'm on rocky footing with Chance the Rapper, because he's fucking ignoring us after saying to our face that we're quote-unquote unfucking-leavable. That's Chance the Rapper. His words, not mine. What a guy.
I think him tweeting about that movie is also a sneaky brag, because you mentioned that he got on Hulu, but I doubt that movie's on Hulu. I saw it on my on-demand menu this week, but you can only buy it.
Oh, I hate that. That's fucking bogus.
They do like the buy it thing.
Yeah, for like a week. Yeah,
before you can rent it. So it's still on Just Buy. So for Chance the Rapper to watch the movie...
Ooh.
He probably bought it.
He's saying...
That's a sneaky little I have money move.
Well, I mean, he donates like $1 million to whatever he feels like donating $1 million to, so that's
like a use your money for good thing.
Yeah.
Buying movies on demand is like I can do this just because I can.
There are some expenses that no matter how much money you have, it's like, no, that's still in a vacuum a waste of money. Like even if you have $1 billion,
like if you can be LeBron, you can be anybody in the world, you can be Bill Gates. If I had that much money, I wouldn't be buying movies on demand.
So that's the thing. Like I said, there are some expenses like that. I don't think that's one of them because I'm a poor guy, and I'm pretty sure that I've bought movies on demand when I'm like, you know what, I can't wait the fucking day. I got to see it.
I've never done that, and I'll never do it. It's the principle of the thing.
Yeah,
especially now that I have the Movie Pass thing, which, by the way,
haven't used yet.
I have used it.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So the one time I went to use it, my service like suddenly got shitty as I was starting to use it. And I was like, this is a cyber attack I'm experiencing right now by these fucking people.
Ran into no kinks. It was perfect.
Wow, that's
so now
awesome.
that I have that in my wallet and I pay $10 a month to see however many fucking movies I want.
Yeah.
I'm not buying on demand movies for like $15.
It's funny that you mentioned this. I was going to point out I haven't gone to a movie in theaters in like 2.5 weeks. That feels like a fucking eternity. That's wild.
I went. Well, we both went like 2 weeks ago.
To
Kingsman.
Right, so Kingsman was the last one. Yeah, so that was like 2 weeks ago, I guess.
So, that was...
It may have been like 1 week ago.
It was a gap.
Yeah.
And I did feel the same way. I was like, fuck, I need to get back here more.
Isn't that so weird, though? I mean, like, for a long time... Like, I've said this before. I was never, like, a big movie guy.
Neither.
Not until a couple years ago.
I would go, like, a couple times a year.
Yeah. And I have friends who don't go to the movies at all. And...
Well, I think we're in the position that I think you're probably thinking this way too, but the position that we're in right now, we've seen almost everything.
Yeah,
and
I never check
anything that's relevant.
Yeah,
we've kind of seen it.
So yeah, it's funny you said that the house popped up on demand in the movie section. I probably like 2 months ago I realized this. I've stopped looking at the on-demand movie section or looking at what movies are there on iTunes, because if there was anything in which either you or myself were remotely interested, we would have seen it when it came out. So like I'm not going to open up iTunes and be like, that movie's out now. I never saw it, because I would have fucking seen it on a Tuesday at 11 o'clock and shoved a bunch of fucking cookie dough bites in my dick.
I think between it and Kingsman, there was nothing I was really interested in other than those two movies. But now it seems like coming up, there's a bunch of movies that I have some interest in.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have to see Stronger.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal won. This week is the movie with Idris Elba where he gets stuck on the mountain.
Yeah,
I definitely want to see that.
I saw a preview for that earlier today, and I was like, oh fuck, right, I wanted to see that because I need to get we need Idris Elba to be back in everyone's good graces, because that guy's too handsome to be down for long.
And the Dark Tower was like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I think that's already that's probably popping up in the on-demand section.
That's
right
like
about now.
Straight to video on demand movie. The new Blade Runner is coming out this week as well.
I don't think I've seen. I think I've seen like one preview for it, and I think a lot of people have said that maybe it looks bad.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, too bad. I'm
gonna see it.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I've seen the first Blade Runner or however many Blade Runners there were before this one. I don't think I've seen any of them, but I don't care.
I don't
Ryan Gosling is in this movie. I'm gonna see it. I want to see The Snowman.
Oh, me too.
I definitely want to see that.
Cute.
No, it's not. I didn't know. Is that a joke, or do you really not know?
No, it's about a cute little snowman who goes around killing everyone.
Yes, yeah.
And is Michael Keaton in that?
No, it's.
But Michael Keaton was in a snowman movie. But I think that
Jack
was
Frost.
A cute one. Yeah, was Jack Frost a cute movie?
Yeah.
So Jack Frost, I remember, looked scary because
that also came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, cool. I'll have to check it out.
Man.
I'll have to check that one out. Michael Fassbender. Does he play the snowman?
No,
could be a twist.
Ooh,
sorry, spoiler.
That definitely seems like a movie that's like big twist movie.
By the way, we got some breaking news courtesy of Bruntouchable. I did not have at DJ Bean get me into watching Saw, only for it to be removed from Hulu just now. SMH.
Wow.
So that's we might have to do some heavy editing on that Hulu discussion we just had, because Hulu now taking some significant steps backwards. What the fuck am I paying? I was going to say $10 a month. I have no idea how much fucking Hulu costs. Hulu could cost me $45 a month, and I wouldn't know. That's actually a good little survey. Get like there should be a game show like The Price Was Right, where you go on and they have you guess how much something you pay for costs and see how close you get to it. Because
I'd probably lose on a lot of those.
if they're like, all right, DJ, you pay for Netflix, Hulu, Apple Music, Amazon, and Spotify, how much do each of them cost? And then you total up how much you're off by. I would guess between those 5 services, I would be off by $600. Like, I'd find a way to fuck that up that badly. If you know how much fucking Netflix costs, then you're a geek. Yeah, right. Honestly,
asshole.
yeah. Like I know how much some things cost, but fuck, man, if it's under $20, just
it doesn't count. If it's under $20, it just doesn't count.
Exactly,
Like,
and that's why I'll buy the fucking movie on demand, because
still not doing that because it's the principle of the thing.
You got to watch fucking Arrested Development, but the mother who's used to being rich her whole life and having people take care of everything for her, they're talking about bananas and having to get one.
Oh my god, are you going to talk about this again?
Have you not heard? I've made this reference before?
You've made this reference like 6 times on the podcast.
What is it then?
It's one banana. How much could it cost?
$10? Yeah, it's so good. This is why the fuck haven't you watched it?
14 times on the podcast.
So you know that's like the heat of heat, and you still aren't inspired to watch Arrested Development?
I've even seen the GIF.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm's back.
Hold on. Before that, I have another It's Monday and People Are Pissed.
Go.
It's Us, because Ryan Gosling was the star of Saturday Night Live this week. And you know who he brought out for his opening monologue?
I know. I saw that. I
Emma
didn't see the
Stone.
episode, but I saw a picture of Emma Stone
Just
and Ryan Gosling
fucking
together.
rubbing their cuteness in our face.
I know.
Reminding everybody, hey, we're not married.
I know.
This is just a TV thing.
Eventually, that tease gets infuriating. Like, people are going to die over this, you know?
I would say eventually that tease is going to become a real thing.
I've been eating it forever. I mean, you and I fall on kind of... Actually, I think that we fall on the same side of it now. Like, you were very big, well, when you got Eva Mendes, you got no choice. What, are you going to leave Eva Mendes?
Yes.
And I've always been, yeah, you fucking leave Eva Mendes and you don't give it a second fucking thought.
Yeah.
Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling belong together. Cuteness overload. I don't even, like, what would that baby even look like?
I don't care.
It would just be like, the gif of...
I care more about what would that baby making look like.
Okay, you need the Ryan Gosling Emma Stone sex tape.
Oh, I don't want the sex tape. I just want to think
I was going to say,
them.
because they would not be a sex tape
No, I just
couple.
want to think about it.
You know what they would be is they would be the perfect combination of cute and sexy.
Cute.
Yeah, because
That's right.
Because they both are in their own right. Both of those things.
Yep.
I love defending Emma Stone because a lot of guys are fucking idiots. And they're like, I don't see what the big deal with Emma Stone is. And I'm like, why does your voice sound like that? Fucking
I
creep.
love Emma Stone.
Yeah.
They're just rubbing it in our face at this point, so I'm kind of mad about it.
I didn't see a second of that. How was it?
It was okay. There was a ton of breaking.
Really?
Oh, yeah. A lot. And it was all Ryan Gosling.
Well, I was going to say, all Ryan Gosling did at the fucking Oscars was break, and he didn't even have lines. Like, he wasn't even acting.
Yeah, he literally could not keep it together. Kate McKinnon kept getting him. And then there was just like the stupidest fucking skit in the world where he basically falls in love with a hen.
Okay.
And so he just kept laughing at the stupidity of that.
Obviously I'm a David Pumpkins guy, so this won't come as any surprise. I love the SNL skits that push stupidity as far as it can fucking go. Like those, like when I think of my favorite SNL skits, a lot of them are just the joke is this
Like
is
how
the
it's funny.
stupidest fucking thing in the world. There's one with when Peyton Manning was hosting. The episode that Peyton Manning did with like the United Way, he won and everything. That's like an iconic episode.
Yeah.
But the skit that'll be overlooked. It was it was like maybe the last one of the episode. It was just like way fucking buried, but it was the making of the movie 300, and Peyton Manning was playing a guy named Mitch, and they were shooting a scene where Peyton Manning, he's got all the fucking muscles, he's wearing whatever the fuck the 300 fucking Star Wars dorks were wearing, and he's got a big boulder, and all the scene is they need Mitch to throw the rock down on this guy who's cowering and trying to get away, and then they're going to add all the special effects and everything after. So all they need for him to do is throw the rock. So they're like, okay, action. And he's standing there with the rock over his head. He's growling. He's going, ah, and the guy's cowering, and the guy's looking over his shoulder like, no. And they're like, all right, throw the rock, Mitch. And he's just holding the rock, and he's, ah, and they're like, all right, cut. Mitch, yeah, so throw the rock. And he's like, oh, yeah, got it. And they do so many takes of it, and he never throws the rock. And every time they cut, they're like, are you hearing me? And he's like, yes, not stupid. I know. Throw the rock. And he just never throws it. And it's just like 5 minutes. Jason Sudeikis is the director, and he's just screaming like, Mitch, throw the rock, Mitch. And every time he says it, he just growls. Ugh. It's so fucking...
What's the conclusion there?
He doesn't throw the rock. And one of the times when he calls cut, he's like, Mitch, so you're hearing me, throw the rock, right? And he's like, yeah, like this. And he like throws the rock down. He's like, okay, yeah, exactly. All right, let's do it. And he just never throws the rock. It's so fucking funny. And Keenan's the photog.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of cutting to Keenan, and he's pissed because like they're supposed to be on break or something, or they're gonna take 5. It is so fucking funny. I love and then like the Christopher Walken, the guy who's afraid of plants.
I don't know if I've seen that.
That is it's like Don Pardo does like an introduction or whatever. It's like, and now a guy who's afraid of plants and makes up for it by putting googly eyes on them. It's just Christopher Walken in a room full of plants, and he's like, hello, very scared of these plants, but I put googly eyes on them. And he just goes from plant to plant. He's like, this one very scary for me, but as you can see, put googly eyes. And it's just basically like the joke is Christopher Walken says googly eyes like 50 times.
Yeah.
So fucking
That's
good,
awesome.
man. Like SNL's great when it's being really, really fucking dumb.
Yeah. So that was. I'm glad that SNL is back in my life again.
Except Vanessa Bayer's gone.
I know that really, really sucks. But Kate McKinnon's still there, so
Yeah,
I'm still invested.
Yeah, but fuck, Vanessa Bayer, she's one of the greats, man.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what else? SNL came back hot with the Trump thing. Obviously.
Oh, really?
Alec Baldwin was in it. But speaking of Trump things, we got to talk about Will and Grace.
Oh no! Before that, did you read the thing about Daryl Hammond?
No.
That is unbelievable. So there was a story this past week that came out. It was a big feature on Daryl Hammond because Daryl Hammond was Trump for years, and they replaced him with Alec Baldwin. And honestly, I never questioned it, which is weird. But
well, I think Alec Baldwin was just so good at it that nobody really even
right. Yeah. And people were excited to see Alec Baldwin because it's Alec Baldwin. But so Daryl Hammond obviously was on SNL forever, and he was like their go-to impressionist. Yeah. And it's like this feature. It says so fucking much about him. Like he's a longtime cutter. Did not know that.
Oh, like a hurt yourself cutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, he had a really, really fucked up childhood, and so he was like cutting throughout his run on SNL, and the debate with him and Will Ferrell, the Gore versus Bush debate, the one with Lockbox, where he's Al Gore and his answer for everything is Lockbox, and Will Ferrell is the strategery, dignitude, like that. I remember I watched that shit in like middle school. Our social studies teacher showed it to us. It was like I've seen that debate a million fucking times. That's like one of the all-time great like SNL things that everyone replays over and over again. Right before he went out, because he was like nervous that he thought that he was going to fuck up his lines or something. So right before he went out, he put out a bunch of gauze and like cut the fuck out of his wrists, wrapped him up like they were like fucking blood like crazy, and just wrapped him up, put his suit jacket on. So after like reading that story, I went back and watched that debate. It is so fucking eerie watching that because he was so fucking funny. He killed it. It's like that guy just fucking mangled himself. It's really
wild.
Yeah, and like he had like a really bad drug problem, and it's crazy. Like, I mean, again, it goes to show you, like, you know, like you say, like when we've talked about like celebrities who've been depressed and stuff, like you never
see it
fucking
coming,
see
yeah.
it.
I also wondered,
That's a fucking wild one.
I also wondered, did it say anything about KFC? Because he was the like when they relaunched like the Colonel.
Was he the Colonel?
He was the original Colonel.
They have turned that over every fucking second.
Right, but now that's the joke.
Right.
But he was originally slated to be the Colonel. I don't know if this was the plan all like the entire time.
Yeah.
But they could have been like they had issues with him. And
Right, like
they
maybe
had to replace him. They were like, "Fuck, we just made this guy the Colonel."
Right.
So now we can. Here's like the solution. We just change it every fucking few months.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
yeah,
that's the joke.
But
I don't know. That's just me guessing.
Right, but that story definitely gives off, like, without saying it, the story says probably
Like he's got issues.
Probably
Hard to work with.
Right. So probably like SNL was not like fuck this guy, but
We'd rather not. Do
like,
it.
right, yeah, exactly. But yeah, that guy's story is fucking nuts. And I mean, I always loved Daryl Hammond. Like, I never wanted him to leave.
Well, I mean, he's so valuable to a show.
I
like
know,
that.
I know. He was. It's weird. I think Keenan has since surpassed him as the longest tenured cast
Keenan
member
was
ever.
supposed to leave.
Keenan's never gonna fucking
Yeah,
leave,
I
man.
know. Which, like,
When, dude? when was he supposed to
well,
leave?
no, he was legitimately supposed to be done after last season.
Oh, really?
Like, it was announced. It was in the news and shit. And then it was like, but wait, Kenan Thompson may not leave SNL. And it was just like, now it's come to the point where it's like, all right, if he was going to leave, he would have left last year.
Yeah.
Now he's never going to leave.
Dude.
But also, like, what does Kenan Thompson have to leave for?
Exactly. I must have missed this shows how much I've kind of fallen off with SNL because I've always been a pretty religious SNL watcher. Like, I thought that, like, I've had Hulu for a while. I thought that the invention of Hulu was fucking huge because for years, just Sunday mornings, I would wake up before football was on, bang out SNL, and it was like that was like
pretty good
Sunday
plan.
morning ritual. Oh, it was awesome, and it just got bad. Like the 1 year that it when it was like Noel Wells and all those people, it was just like so thoroughly not good. And I was. Like, I'm a defender of the things that I like, you know? Like, I'm generally not negative about the shows I like or the music I like. And I was like, yeah, this
SNL stinks. It
very
was
bad.
bad for a while, but
Yeah.
I don't like when people say that, like, SNL hasn't been good in
So
years.
that's what I get mad about, you know?
Yeah.
Because it will still have its moments even if it's in a bad season.
Right.
So, like,
it's
if you're
not
like...
a fucking juggernaut like it used to be.
Exactly.
But it's still, it has redeeming skits. Like, it's funny.
Right.
Like, they don't have funny from wire to wire episodes very much anymore.
Right.
But they are certainly high points to almost every episode.
And it drives me fucking crazy if you see something funny on SNL and you're like, hey, did you see that thing on SNL? And people say, like, oh, I haven't watched SNL in like 3 years. It's like, so then you don't know what you're talking about because you haven't fucking watched it. Suck my dick.
And also, like, you just don't use YouTube because they are, like, prolific YouTube uploaders.
I know.
Whenever there's, like...
Which it didn't used to be like that. You used to have Hulu.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. They were, like, the hardest, like...
They should
line
be the biggest
there.
YouTube people in the world.
I know.
Like, that shit translates to YouTube
I think
the
that's
best.
why they eventually moved over. It was one of those things where they hitched their wagon so hard to Hulu. It was like the Google Maps fiasco or the Apple Maps fiasco, where it was like people want to use our product, so we'll just force them to use it in the way we want them to use it. And everyone was like, nah, man, we fucking play by these rules. Fuck yourself. I said I defend things that I like, shows I like, music I like. There is no fucking defending how bad today's episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm was.
It was really
returned
bad.
And it was fucking. It was like awful.
It was. I wouldn't say it was awful, but like it was not a good episode.
I think it was the worst. I was trying to think. I think it was the worst episode of the series. Which,
wow.
I mean, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've seen the series probably like 3 or 4 times all the way through. I don't recall ever. Maybe there's like some episodes I'll skip as I'm rewatching it, but I don't think I've ever watched an episode and been like, well, that was bad until tonight.
Well, maybe there's maybe there's factors there, because if you're watching it through, you can kind of binge watch it.
Yeah.
And like there's never like a moment where you're like, well, that was bad when you're binge watching something.
Right, because you're only
just moving on.
Exactly.
To the
There's
next
like
one.
a 20% paying attention thing going on. You
Yeah,
know?
and there's
as long as it gives you like 2 or 3 laughs, like your brain doesn't know what's
there's
good
no
and bad.
reflection period
Yeah.
if you're binging something. And also there is obviously hype for this episode. So,
Right.
And to come back after that long of a hiatus and just like not deliver
Yeah.
on really kind of anything, that's weak, and you don't expect that.
It seemed like, you know how, and Curb Your Enthusiasm has done this, in shows where they act like there's a show going on in the show. So like in Curb Your Enthusiasm, for example, when they did the Seinfeld reunion,
Right.
and like they're showing the clips from the Seinfeld reunion, and you could tell like this isn't really actually Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's what this whole episode felt like.
It's like this isn't Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It's like if someone pretended to make Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was so much an attempt to play the hits and shtick.
What he did pretty
and
pretty,
a lot
pretty
of
good.
like
I was
pretty
like-
good, and like the what did he say? Like the no good, and it was basically like all of his classic lines, and a lot of them seemed forced. Also, there was I said this to a friend, and they agreed, so I'm not crazy. It felt like they added a laugh track for this season and forgot to add the laugh track. Like,
they were just like setting up jokes that kind of
right, and there were like pauses for laugh. Like Curb Your Enthusiasm obviously has a lot of space and a lot of pauses for kind of awkwardness and tension and stuff. But it seemed like there were pauses for laughs in this, and I didn't crack a smile. I wrote it down. When did I laugh? I didn't crack a smile until 17 minutes in, when
I think the JB Smoove scenes were like the only ones.
yeah.
that I kinda
So
laughed at.
when Leon says to, what was her name, Betty,
the shitty
the barber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he says, when he's like, "Oh yeah, you a groom, you're a groom. Oh, she's fine as fuck. You
Yeah.
one lucky ass groom."
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I cracked a smile at lucky ass groom, and that was about it. Also, Nasim Pedrad, I think that I consider myself like a Nasim Pedrad fan. I don't think I've ever liked anything Nasim Pedrad's been in, other than SNL.
You mean like?
I think she's
been in
good. I
New
think she's
Girl.
funny. I think, yeah, but like I don't think she's funny in New
Oh,
Girl.
okay, yeah, okay. So that's what you said. You don't like her in like anything that she's been in other than SNL.
It's no, but like I trust her. You know, like if I
I like I
think that she's good. She's got good chops and everything. Yeah.
It's like I like her, but I don't like her work.
Yeah, but isn't that weird? But like, do you think that she's good?
Yeah.
I think that she is
yeah.
good. I think that she's like she's funny. She's affable.
Maybe it's I don't feel like she's being used.
Yeah,
to her
maybe
full
it's-
potential or something. Like
yeah.
that. Because like her and New Girl is not great. She's
Yeah.
not very redeeming.
Mulaney. What do you expect? Yeah.
Nothing about Mulaney
Yeah,
was really
we'll
redeeming.
edit that out. We're continuing to pretend that didn't exist. That was, man, we were really fucking. That's case in point of if I like something, I'm going to be nice about it, because we were really trying to stay optimistic. Like there was one episode where there were 2 laughs, and we were like, "Oh, golden! It's on
we're
its way.
good. We're good.
Yeah,
yeah. That show was bad.
Oh man,
And that should have been right up our alley. I love Mulaney. I love
Yeah.
Nasim Pedrad.
I love
sitcoms.
Seinfeld.
I love Seinfeld. Nope.
It's unbelievable. Like this, the Metallica fan in me also experiences this, where you hear some shit that like you'll hear Metallica play now, and you'll hear James Hetfield play, and you're like, there's no way this person wrote a lot of great songs however many years ago. Like I there must have been a fucking ghostwriter in play, because this person does not seem very capable. It's like the opposite of that with Mulaney. It's like, how did seemingly the most capable comedic person, like the guy who wrote did you ever see the SNL skit Who's on Top?
I don't think so.
It was a game show, and it's hosted by Bill Hader, and he just names two people, and he says, hypothetically, who's on top?
That's awesome.
And yeah, and like there's like a right and a wrong answer. So yeah, like he's like written a lot of great shit, and it's like, so when you got a chance to write
to whatever you want,
yeah,
like no holds barred.
Yeah, it was like
This
a
is what you
really
came
like
up with?
bad, not funny version of Seinfeld. Yeah,
It was so bad.
I know. It was very upsetting. But I was seeing, like, I was checking the old Twitter feed. People were celebrating this episode of Curb.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot. Our man's Tom tweeted like DJ don't or something, because I said F, because that episode was absolutely an F. But like everybody was tweeting like, oh my God, Curb is back. Didn't take long for Curb to return to peak Curb, and it was like, no, this episode fucking sucked.
Yeah,
so painful.
Yeah, no, this episode was like, I've been rewatching it. Well, not rewatching it. I've been watching it. I haven't seen it all the way through, so I'm about 3 seasons deep that I got this week, which is kind of jarring because I went from like Curb at its best, to this,
yes,
and so like that was a very very good juxtaposition for me in terms of being like, this wasn't
right, yeah, like
good.
exactly,
Yeah.
like this is not peak Curb, because
I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people probably were just like, this was good because they needed Curb back in their lives.
I'm trying to think what happens in season 3. Is the Freak Book in season 3?
If it is, I haven't gotten to it yet.
The Freak Book is such a fucking great episode.
I will say, what's his wife's name?
Cheryl Hines.
She is a million times hotter in this episode that I just saw than her in the first few seasons of the show.
Well, I think that she's always hot in some way, shape, or form. It's like different types of hot.
She is way more attractive now than she was.
This might be inappropriate, but she's like single hot, maybe now. So they're divorced in the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Thanks for the spoiler, but I did know that they probably separated at some point, because I accidentally watched an episode from season 7.
Oh, really?
I was scrolling, and somehow I just didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And
You're like, why is he just casually cheating on his wife?
He had a black girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
So,
is that
cancer?
Yeah. Yes. That's
So, I was very confused.
Yeah.
But
but
she's way more attractive.
Yeah.
So.
She's
I
Cheryl.
don't know how that works.
I know, Cheryl. Well, it's again. I think that maybe
She has
it's
guy genes.
I was gonna say, I think that maybe we're overlooking it and or underestimating the female people, because we just assume that guys always, and that's true. Guys always look better as they get older. Like, you want to find someone, you want to tell if someone's dumb. If someone points out to you, isn't it crazy that pick a guy looks way better now than he did 20 years ago? Like, no, because that's how it fucking works.
Yeah, that's how it works if you take care of yourself all the way through.
Yes.
Like, if you look like shit older, it's because
you're just gonna die.
You just let yourself go.
Yeah. Speaking, this is a good transition to Will and Grace, because we also watched Will and Grace. We think that Will's a good-looking guy, right?
Yeah.
I think that Will's like a really good-looking guy.
Yeah.
I think that he looks like a fucking he looks like a man. So in this episode of Will and Grace, because we watched it, big Will and Grace. By the way, who's my team? I have Karen and Will. Okay.
The easy way to remember that is that you have a guy and a girl.
Yeah. So I knew that I had Karen, and I couldn't remember whether I had Will or Grace. I think that actually, I don't know who's winning so far because Will was great. Grace sucked, I think.
Yes, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take the point for Jack.
Jack fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Jack,
so I think we're deadlocked 1-1.
Jack's business ideas fucking had me rolling. What did he call the pumpkin?
Big orange balls or
It's
something?
like big orange ball and like
Big
he's
orange balls.
just so fucking animated.
Oh, yeah.
And man, he rules.
I also loved his slap on the tummy.
Yeah.
French toast.
Yeah. Yes.
The point for that. And then he said that Will was he could tell that Will was attracted to somebody because he was presented.
Oh, yes.
And he did like a hip thrust.
Yes.
So that scene right there, as soon as that happened, you should have seen me
like,
sitting in
point
my living
Peter.
room.
Yeah.
It was like I was celebrating a fucking sporting event.
Yes,
I was like,
yeah.
definitely winning this point.
Let's go.
Yes.
That was so. Oh man, he fucking killed it. We definitely gotta next time we do like a brunch or something. Gotta for sure order French toast. So, and he walked in and said like, "I'm not hungry. I couldn't eat a thing."
Yes. First thing he says when he walks into a room.
Yeah.
Great. It's a great move. But I like our character layout.
Yeah.
Because the first episode, Grace sucked.
Yes.
She was very bad.
Yeah.
But they went full hard in on Trump jokes.
They went.
Entire episode.
And did you notice they did not say Trump once? This was like the masturbation episode of Seinfeld. They did an entire episode about masturbation without ever saying
I wonder if
masturbation.
that was like a rule from NBC or something. It's like,
Oh, I don't know. Oh, they
don't
said
make fun of
Melania a lot.
they did. That's true.
Yeah. And did you see Karen did Kellyanne Conway?
Yeah, I did see that.
Karen was screaming hot this episode, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think Megan Mullally's always pretty, but is like Karen like the sex symbol of that show?
I think. I mean, they present her as like the go get
Like
it.
the Samantha.
Yeah. So I don't know if she's supposed to be like the quote unquote hot.
Yeah,
one,
like the like Miss Thang.
but she's like the promiscuous one.
Yeah. I think it was very funny that they make her a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was
Although
funny
maybe,
because,
like-
because she's fucking rich.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like she throughout the series she's like a huge Republican and that's a joke or something, but yeah. Her having the money would explain it.
Yeah. The intro, the first opening scene, the cold open.
Yeah.
was very lazy.
Yo, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Broke the fourth wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very much like, hey, let's get this over with.
Yeah.
Here are the details.
I don't like that they added the horns to the intro music. They needed to spice it up a little bit.
I liked it.
And I said because the old intro sounds like an old Francis and the Lights type stuff. It's my kind of scene, my kind
I
of
like
vibe.
the horns.
Well, horns are obviously dude, you're talking to the biggest fucking Chicago fan on the planet. Of course I fucking like horns. But that's
The
I don't
intro
know.
of this show is now horns.
Yeah, that's right. Just a couple of horny little boys.
But yeah, like the opening scene, they were just like, all right, putting our balls on the table. Here's what you've missed.
Yeah.
Off air for the past however many years.
Yeah.
And they had to shake off some rust towards the beginning. There was a lot of like, hey, it's 2017.
When
sort
she
of
said, I
references.
cringed. I fucking died of cringing when she said that is fake news.
Oh, I died of cringing in that whole fucking dialogue. Would you? I used to be woke.
Oh
You're-
God,
yeah.
yeah, I couldn't. I almost
that-
paused it and rewound it. I was like, she didn't fucking say that, but then she says woke a second later. It's like, yep, she
Yep.
said woke.
They did a lot of stuff towards the beginning where there was just like, oh, now look at us. Now we're caught up with the times. Like
Yeah.
Jack did a grinder joke.
Oh, yeah.
and there was just like a lot
That actually
of
was a funny joke, though.
Well, he said I'm gonna get herpes of my finger.
No, when
From
he
swiping
said
on Grindr?
he's like, oh, there's a gay guy within 10 feet.
yeah.
Oh,
There's a lot of that I remember from Will and Grace is that like Jack being
Will's
very
nothing.
gay,
Yeah.
but has no interest in Will.
So he says Will's going to see that politician, and they show the politician who looks like a fucking bottle of hair gel, quite frankly, and Jack says he's a 10, you're a 6, like you got this. And I was like, Will's not a fucking 6.
I know.
Like Will's
Like, what
way
universe
hotter
is
than the
this?
politician. Like, right? Will's way
Yeah.
better looking than that politician
And he's
guy.
way hotter than the Secret Service guy that Jack eventually like hooks up with.
Yeah, that guy's in everything.
Yeah.
We ought to learn his name.
No.
Not interested.
Nobody knows that guy's
Yeah.
name. He's just like beefcake number 1.
Yeah, he's in The Office. He's in She's
Yeah,
Out of
that's
My
right.
League.
He's in everything.
Yeah, and he kind of plays the same-ish guy.
Yeah.
I like he's funny in She's Out of My League.
Everybody's funny and She's Out of My League.
That's such a good
movie.
fucking movie. When he's like, what does he say at the dinner table? He's like, wait, so like, you're like really smart and successful, and you don't do underwear. That's a fucking terrific movie. Really, really good. When he doesn't get up to shake the father's hand. Hilarious.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
He like reaches out to do it. He goes, nah.
Yeah. That movie's fucking.
That's
hilarious.
I'm about to go home and watch that movie. I own that movie.
And-
I got it on DVD.
That was really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You really like that movie. Huh?
So this is something my friend Mike and I used to do. Like we spent a lot of money on like jokes, on being like in have you seen the movie the is it called The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg
Yes, and
Will Ferrell? Yeah. So you know how Mark Wahlberg's character is like a black belt in ballet, and he's like, wait,
Black tutu.
yeah, he's like, you took ballet, and he was like, yeah, of course I did, to make fun of all those fruitcakes who were doing ballet. I had to like, how else can I make fun of them unless I like know how to do all their stupid like their gay little moves? And he's just like clearly into ballet.
Yeah.
So my friend Mike and I would do that a lot, where we'd be like, oh, that's so stupid, and then we'd kind of get into that thing, and then we would like commit to that kind of as a joke. So like, I remember everyone was like, you got to see She's Out of My League, and like that movie did not look good.
No.
That movie looked terrible.
Yeah.
And eventually,
And like
it was on like HBO or something like that. And then like the next day I went to Best Buy and I was like, yo, purchase that shit.
And now that turned out to be a great purchase because that movie rules.
Yeah, it is. And I come to think of it, I meant to ask this. If you have like a DVD collection, it's the fucking same as having a Blu-ray collection, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like
I don't
you
own
don't
anything on
want to
Blu-ray.
own Blu-rays
No, I
because
don't
that
own
means that you kept buying you kept buying movies when Blu-rays came out.
Yeah, it's like, why would you
And
do
once
that?
Blu-rays were out, it was like you can just get everything fucking digital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
DVDs, man, making a comeback.
She's Out of My League is a big hockey movie.
It is, yeah.
They work hockey into that thing
Oh, yeah.
because Jay Baruchel,
Yeah.
you know what he is.
He's a Canadian boy.
He's the new Dave Coulier.
That's right.